Welcome back to Market Fatafat, where we are discussing all the counters that are buzzing in trade as of now. And with this, let's welcome on board our technical expert for now, and which is Chandan Tapadia of Motilal Oswal. Hi Chandan, a very good afternoon. And let's talk about the first stock, that is Voltas. And clearly, these summer-related stocks are in flavor. We need that.
I think it's the season, right? You and me also need that.
Yeah.
ACs and air coolers now in Bombay also. It's become too hot, but yes.
Absolutely. So Chandan, let's talk about Voltas then. How is this counter looking on the technical front? And seems like there is no stopping for this one.
Yes, thanks for having me. So as you said that yes, this is the demand of season, and Voltas looks good in terms of technical as well. We have seen a huge built-up of open interest by more than 10 to 12%, which clearly indicates a fresh leg of rally. Technically speaking, it has been making high-rise hard lows, so expecting further leg of rally in the counter. With support of 1170, we are expecting a rally towards 1215 Voltas from current levels.
Okay. A rally towards 1250 is what one could expect from Voltas. Those summer stocks surely running away in trade, and that's what the theme is, right? It's the summer season trend. So yes, you go eat a lot of ice creams, have a lot of cola, anything that will cool you down is what you're focusing on. And similarly, when you look at in terms of data points also, consumer durables like AC and all, around 60% of the sales come in during the summer season. Yeah. That one could say would be from around March to May, June when the sales increases for these companies as well. So yes, fundamentally also this quarter, normally turns out to be much higher, March end to the Q1. When you see an increase in terms of sales as well, and that's what the focus is going to be on, and that's what we spoke about in terms of trends, which categories are doing well, what's the demand expected like, and we spoke to the management of Vijay Sales, Mr. Gupta, who joined in with us to talk about the growth. So let's go across and listen in.
Now this year, as per the IMD multi-model coupled model forecast, it shows that most parts of the country are likely to experience above normal temperature during the season, April to June, as well as April, except a few areas of Northeast and some pockets of Northwest India and along the West Coast. Otherwise, almost all parts of the country we are likely to get above normal, both maximum as well as minimum temperatures. Once we say that this being an El Nino year, generally El Nino year, it has been seen that we get above normal temperature. So when you have a temperatures are likely to be above normal, we also likely to experience above normal heat wave days over most parts of the country.
I think this year we are in for a good summer sales. So what we expect is this year, the way things are spanning out, the way prediction is there for heat waves to be of 15-20 days, we should see an upward of at least 20% growth this year over last year. And if things fall in place, it could be a little more also. And for the first time in so many years, I'm feeling if this is what is going to happen, then possibly during the fag end or maybe a little over, we may see some shortages also happening of these cooling products.
All right, so that's the word coming in from the management, talking about the summer theme and how the sales actually
I'm worried about what IMD was saying in terms of the number of about heat waves that we'll be seeing, as well as above normal summer is something that is concerning as well.
Well, yes, Winnie, actually thinking about that is really giving the chills.
The chills is what we hope for, yeah. But it's surely increasing the temperature for us there.
Well, yes. Let's see how the temperature pans out to be. But moving on then, and let's get back to the stock-specific action. And Ankita, talk to us about NMDC, why this counter is in focus, although the whole of the metal space is doing pretty well. What's up with NMDC?
Well, yes, the whole of the metal space is doing pretty well. In fact, the operational updates don't augur too well, but a sharp spike coming in even the last half an hour. Probably a bit of a buying coming in on the dips today, but stock is in focus after the state-run metal mining company released provisional iron ore production and sales data for the month of March. NMDC said its total production for the month fell 13% to 4.86 million metric tons from 5 million metric tons in a year ago month. Total sales for March tumbled 18.18% to 3.96 metric tons from 4.84 metric tons on a year-on-year basis. Now, NMDC's production and sales performance was due to weak performance in Karnataka, while Chhattisgarh's performance was absolutely flat. Production and sales in Karnataka tumbled 60% and 65% on a year-on-year basis, respectively. Now, even though those numbers don't look very good, the stock is up in a way like the metal pack is in a way. It's up 1%, the sharp uptick coming in the last half an hour and or so.
We're keeping an eye out on NMDC over there. Let's move on, talk about CSB Bank then. And why is that one in focus? Q4 update that's coming for CSB Bank. The stock has moved up as much as, it's to the highest level that we've seen for the stock in nearly almost a couple of months. And the main reason is that when you look at the Q4 advances and deposits, they've seen a good growth. The gross advances have seen a growth of almost 18%, you could say, on a year-on-year basis. 24,500 levels is what the advances are at. Gross advances for the company for the quarter ended March 24. Other than that, the total deposits on a year-on-year basis rose by around 22% for the ended March. And in terms of overall, when you look at it, we stood at around 8,084 crores in terms of the CASA that we look at. That's at 8,084 crores, which is up by almost 2.5%. So on the back of a good update that has come in from CSB Bank, a decent update from CSB Bank, we're seeing the stock is seeing a good run up. 3% is what it's managing to hold on to since the get-go of the day.
Alright, that's about CSB Bank, but sticking with the banking names then, and Chandan, let's talk about the banking major SBI, which is near to its day's high as well and taking a bounce exactly from its 20-day moving average. What's your stance coming in on SBI for now?
So we have seen decent recovery in last couple of days. It took support near 720, which was exactly the 20-day exponential moving average. And this stock has a habit to respect 20-day and 50-day mark. So it started to form higher tops on the weekly scale and supports are gradually sitting higher. So there is a reason that we are expecting fresh up move. One can have a support of 750. Somehow we are expecting it to head towards 800 zone.
Okay, keep an eye on those levels for SBI. Let's move on, talk about Bajaj Auto. And Snehi, take us through what the March sales look like for Bajaj Auto.
Well, Vinny, they looked very strong for Bajaj Auto, and the stock is also holding up pretty well, up almost 2.5% on the back of that news flow. Now, Bajaj Auto's March sales data has beat street expectations. The Bajaj Auto has witnessed very strong sales in March, supported by a big recovery coming in their export sales. The automaker's total sales rose 25% on a year-on-year basis in March to 3.65 lakh compared to 2.91 lakh units in the corresponding month of last year. And while domestic sales were up 18% on a year-on-year basis at 2.2 lakh for the month compared to 1.86 lakh units at this time last year, export sales were the one in focus because they jumped 39% on a year-on-year basis to 1.45 lakh versus just 1 lakh units in March of 2023. So while on the back of this positive data set that's coming in and good performance coming in on all fronts when it comes to this two-wheeler manufacturer, Bajaj Auto is doing pretty well in today's trading session.
Doing pretty well in today's trading session and did touch its all-time high levels as well. But Chandan, talk to us. What are the next levels that you're watching out for Bajaj Auto? No stopping for this counter as well.
Yeah, so it seems that Bajaj Auto and other auto stocks are in top gear. It is continuously making higher tops, higher bottom on the daily and the weekly scale, and even the rollovers are better. So I believe this momentum could continue to cheer the market sentiment. One can buy with support of 9,050. We are expecting this move to extend towards 9,800.
9,800 is what one could expect for Bajaj Auto in the top gear, is what Chandan is saying. Is Bajaj Auto as well as these two-wheeler names. Let's keep an eye out on that. But let's move on and talk about IREDA. Why is this one in focus? Q4 updates are coming from the company quite strong. The stock worth one point of time as of now also is locked in upper circuit when you look at it. And when you look at the loan growth that is there, that is for the year ended has seen a good growth in terms of a record loan growth is what the company has managed to see. Highest ever sanctioned loans at 37,354 crore rupees. Even in terms of loan disbursement has seen a good performance in FY23-24. The company. And other than that, in terms of when you're looking at it, the total loan book that stood at around 59,650 crores, which is a record growth of around 26.7%. So yes, overall when you're looking at it for the performance in terms of the Q4 update that has come in, strong performance there. Their loan disbursements up by around 14% as well. Good update from IREDA, and that's why no doubt that IREDA had seen a very sharp run up post its listing as well. but I think there's no stopping that, given that the numbers also that they are trying to report, or in operational updates also seems to be quite strong, Shrishti.
Absolutely, that's about it. But let's shift focus to Adani Ports then, and this counter is in focus on the back of a brokerage note coming in from Citi, where Citi maintained its buy rating on this counter and raised the target price from 1,564 rupees to 1,758 rupees. Citi has also opened an upside 90-day catalyst watch on this one. They do expect strong volume, revenue and EBITDA growth along with good cash flows in the Q4 update of the companies. This company has emerged stronger post a short the report last year with strong business momentum, reduced leverage and increased market dominance is what Citi is highlighting in their report. They're also saying that they believe that the valuations leave ample room for upside given quality and scale of the underlying business. So that's the update coming in on Adani Ports in focus on the back of Citi's brokerage note today.
Okay, that is Adani Ports holding on to gains of 1.2% even as of now. Let's move on and Snehi, talk about Sterlite Tech. Why is this one in focus? There's some orders that they've received.
Very spot on. So Sterlite Tech is in focus because the company has been awarded orders worth 900 crore rupees in the last few days of the last financial year, which is FY24. So this news flow has been reported today, but it has taken place over the course of the last few days, and this is to provide integrated optical solutions to the leading service providers in the country. In the process, Sterlite, through its advanced optical solutions and smart fiber deployment services, will support the service providers in bringing high-speed connectivity to Indians in more than 20 states. Now, with its glass to gigabyte capability that starts from its own glass preform to optical connectivity products, Sterlite is well positioned to cater to the needs of the Indian telecom industry, and its solid manufacturing base in India with 6 plants. R&D-led products like its flagship Stellar TM fiber and high fiber count intermittently bonded ribbon, which is the IBR cable, and fiber deployment services are powering the fiber densification for use cases like 5G, IoT as well as artificial intelligence too. So on the back of this big order win that's coming and that spans across 20 states in the country, Sterlite is doing pretty well in today's trading session. Last I checked, it was up 3% on an intraday basis.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that. But also we have BEL. Chandan, you too have picked out BEL. Earlier we spoke about how the Q4 update was, quite strong. We have brokerage notes that are positive on BEL. And, this defense pack has seen, before the last 3 months, we've seen a very sharp run-up already coming in. But again, seems like in the last 1 month, that pace has been picking up. What are the charts indicating for BEL? What is the target that one should watch out for?
So we have seen a decent run-up in most of the defense companies, including HAL, BEL, and BEL is one of the strongest counter. We have seen a run-up of more than 10% in this 2 trading sessions, and major trend is in tech, continuously making high top, high bottom. We have seen V-shaped recovery as well after the decline 3 weeks back. So momentum seems quite active, and every small decline is being bought in the counter. It has surpassed the previous high and given a new breakout. So I believe this rally could extend to us 240, 245. One can buy with support of 216 level.
Right. That's about BEL. But moving on, and let's focus to what Mankind Pharma is doing. This counter is in focus on the back of the news flow where the company has announced a slump sale of their OTC business of the company to a wholly owned subsidiary that is being incorporated with the name of Mankind Consumer Products or any other name that will be approved by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now the company believes that rationalizing its structure will provide the opportunities to enhance the stakeholders' value by creating sustainable and quality OTC business, and Mankind is said to be evaluating its position, business strategy and exploring various options to grow the OTC business in a more focused manner as well. Now the slump sale will enable the company to remain agile in the marketplace, build wider consumer reach and will create a strong brand recall value for their OTC business. So indeed a positive news flow coming in on Mankind Pharma, and hence we are seeing the stock reaction which is up around 2.5% right now.
Okay, surely we are keeping an eye out on that. I just want to mark the flashes that are on the bottom of your screens. Well, I'll request Shreyanshi to pull up the charts for M&M Financials, right? That's seen a run-up coming in, 3% uptick that we're seeing. And this is on the back of the disbursements or the numbers that have come in for the month of March. It seems like March disbursements are at around 6,100 crores, which is up 9%. Collection and efficiencies at 101% as well. And yes, we'll be waiting out for more details coming in on this one as well. I'll opening up this chart in terms of obviously what's the announcement in terms of more, and for Q4 the stage 3 estimated is at around 3.3% as well. So on the back of that, we've seen a bit of an uptick that came in the stock, as of now holding on to around a 3% gain. That is M&M Financials for y'all. But let's move on and talk about IRCTC then, Chandan, and what's the target price that one should keep for IRCTC?
You have seen good move in IRCTC in last 2 trading sessions, and before that it was consolidating for almost 8-10 weeks. We have seen a positive price pattern similar to pole and flake pattern on the lower time frame. It has surpassed the multiple barrier of 990,000 marks, and supports are shifting higher. So we are expecting further rally. One can buy with support of 990. Here we have a target 1055 levels.
All right. 1055 is something that Chandan is looking out for when it comes to IRCTC. But Ankita, let's talk about Devyani International. Tell us, why is this counter in focus today?
Yes, Devyani International is in focus today on the back of a major management resignation that's come in. It's Mr. Rahul Suresh Shinde, who's tendered his resignation as whole-time director and director of the company. And this was with effect from the close of business hours on the 1st of April, which was yesterday. And this is likely to be perhaps to start about his venture. And on the back of this major resignation coming in, the stock is in focus today, currently trading slightly with a slight uptick of 0.4% right now.
0.4% is Devyani International still holding on to. But moving on, let's focus to what DMart is doing. This counter has been in focus, and Vinny, you know it better. But the brokerage houses are really eyeing this counter very closely, and this is yet again CLSA coming out with a note where they maintain their buy rating with a target price of 5,514 rupees. The stock has been in the news flow as well on the back of the announcements related to the new store openings, and CLSA is also highlighting the same, where they are saying that the quarterly store additions are at an all-time high. DMart added 5 more stores to take the quarterly tally to 21 stores, and the acceleration in the store adds should allay some investors' concern. Now, they are also focus will be to shift to quarterly sales release. That is still pending, I believe.
Absolutely, that's still pending, but yes, that will be something interesting to watch out for, because till the last quarter when we were looking at it in terms of store addition, that always that line and concern came out in every report was that the store addition pace had not come back to normalcy.
Okay.
But seems like they're managing to to the stores. Yes, we'll wait out for that quarterly release that will come out as well in terms of the operational update as well. Okay. So yes, keeping an eye out on that. But let's move on, shift focus to Tata Steel. And we have seen all these metal names buzzing away in trade, Chandan. Tata Steel as a target, what is one should watch out for? Because we've already seen a 21% uptick in the last 3 months. What is the upside that one could see now?
So Tata Steel started its move in last 6-7 days. And we have seen a decent run-up with follow-up, which hardly happens in the name. The good part is most of the metal steel companies are doing well. About especially on Tata Steel, it has surpassed its multiple barrier of 159, 160. So that is going to act as a major support. So with support of 160, one can use any small decline for buying for an upside move towards 170.
Right, that's the take on Tata Steel. But Chandan, let's talk about Vedanta, another metal counter on your radar. But look at the move in Vedanta. Very strong breakout in the 1-year chart. If I see, then the stock is just trying to make a comeback in terms of a breakout as well. What are the next targets that you're looking out for?
So Vedanta has given a breakout of last 13-14 months. Multiple time it was struggling near 285, 219 zone. But this time it managed to surpass and holding above the same. So that is the reason that why we are looking for fresh move. We are expecting a run-up of further 5 to 10%. So one can buy with support of 293, and this stock has potential to rally towards 318 to 320 zone.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on those levels for Vedanta as well. Let's move on. Talk about IndiaMart Intermesh. This one is in focus after we have a brokerage note that's come in from BofA. They're maintaining an underperform rating. They've cut the target price to 2,100 rupees per share from previous target price of 2,175 rupees per share. What the BofA highlighting that slowdown in growth that is continuing. So yes, we're not seeing a recovery there, but growth margins has something that has overall aided the overall growth. But overall structural concerns are still there, and that is despite the EBITDA growth that one has seen. Q4 preview once again is expected to be muted in terms of net additions that they will be seeing. Lower quarter-on-quarter decline is something that will be impacting the company as well, and that is why we are seeing that BOFA has actually what they are doing is cut the target price and maintaining the underperform rating.
All right, that's about India Mart. But Sydney, take us through what's happening with Iron Exchange and why is this counter in focus today?
Well, Shrishti, even this counter in focus on the back of an order win. Now, the company has been awarded a contract from Material Construction UAE for the engineering, manufacturing, delivery to site, supervision, commissioning and startup of the desalinated water unit for a project in North Africa at a contract value of 250.6 crore rupees. This is excluding value-added tax and other taxes. Now, the project is to be completed within 7 months from the date of approval of engineering. So, on the back of this news flow came at around 120, and at that time, you can see the sharp spike that happened in the stock price, and the stock is also up 2.5% even now as we speak.
Okay, surely keeping an eye on that. But let's move on and talk about Godrej Properties. Chandan, the real estate sector overall has seen a nice uptick in terms of all the stocks when you look at it as well. So, what is it that one could expect in terms of Godrej Properties on the charts?
So we have seen good strength in most of the real estate counter, including Godrej, Oberoi Realty, DLF, and in fact the Nifty Realty itself giving a sign of fresh breakout. Now, especially if I talk about the Godrej property, earlier it made a high at 25.96 in 2021, and we are just few hundred points away from that levels, few percentage away from that level. So looking for a fresh 3 or 4 year breakout in the counter. So one can buy with support of 24.40. Here we have a target towards 26.50, looking for at least 5 to 8% move in the counter.
All right, that's about Godrej Properties. But Chandan, lastly, let's talk about Dixon Technologies. What's your take coming in on this one?
Good strength in the counter, one of the strongest name in IT, making higher top side bottom, holding well above all immediate moving averages. So this momentum could continue. We are expecting move towards 8,000 and 83.50. So one can buy with support of 2600 to ride the next leg of rally in the counter.
Okay, so that's the one we are watching out for as well. But that was stock number 38 for your, and the last stock for today that we'll be talking about. A lot of movers that Shrishi today came in actually from the small cap side as well, and we're seeing a lot of run up on that. So Tanla Platforms, Scams, Reddington, NCC, all those have seen a very good move, and that advance decline ratio clearly in the favor of advances today versus a decline. That outperformance coming in from the broader is something that's interesting. But thank you so much, Chandan as well as Ankita and Snehi for joining in with us today on the show. It's a pleasure having you all. And with that, it's a goodbye from Shrishti, myself, as well as the team who put this show together.